couple things. I'm gonna try and book a trip today, so you can go along with me. And I wanted to give you an update on Myrtle. She needs a fuel pump, so they're replacing the fuel pump. So I just want to shout out to Chico with Rufus and Doofus. I sure do feel your pain. It's not fun, all this expense that keeps going into it. So, but I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna not panic, and I'm gonna enjoy her once she gets back home. But in the meantime, I need to plan a trip so that I can get myself, into the RV and get, living in it a little bit. So let's kind of go through that. Remember, I'm a newbie RVer, so this, you guys may have done this before, but this is my first time booking a trip. So let's take a look. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Reserve America, and here we go. I'm going to go to Reserve America, and what I want to do here with Reserve America is I'd like to reserve a let's see, just make sure you guys can see all this. I want to be able to reserve a site. So interestingly enough, I think you've got to remember that I'm in Florida, so of course right now it's the height of, well, it's not the height yet, but the height of season where most of the northern RVers are actually coming down to Florida. So a lot of the state parks are booked, and they're booked up heavy. So if I go ahead and I put my travel plans, which really I would like to be the day after Christmas, and I'd like to have a 6-day plan. So I can identify that I'm not flexible in my plan, and then just go ahead and search availability. And you're going to be surprised at what's going to come up. It says, basically there's no suitable availability shown. So let's go down and take a look at what that means. Pretty much right here under date availability range, you can see that everything is booked. I mean, you got a sporadic periods where you've got an availability like January 2nd, and over here, and this one you got the 27th. But I would like to have 6 days together in one campsite if that's possible. I don't want to have to be moving around campsites, but even though that may be an option, look at this. Everything is reserved. Welcome to Florida, people. Lord have mercy. So I'm going to have to be, I guess, somewhat flexible in my date ranges. So if we look at the previous 2 weeks, so that would be 2 weeks before December 26th, and we go on to this here, to the date range. And now you can see we've got some availability. So that's good. That's probably because a lot of the RVers aren't getting into town until probably the week of Christmas, because if you look, everything's available, but after that it's not. And I got to tell you, I've been looking at this all day, so the availability is reserved all the way up until April of 2016, and then there's some breaks, and you can get in some sites. So let's just say, for example, I wanted this site here. This is 051 site. It's good for an RV. It's got a 50 amp hookup, water hookup. It's a gravel drive. It's back in, and it takes a max of 36 feet. So an RV with 36 feet. Well, Myrtle's 27, so I think the campsite would work out fine. So let's take a look at what it looks like. It brings you back up here, and you select it, and it will give you some pictures, which not a lot of them, but it'll give you some pictures. So it shows you the front where the sign is, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the site itself looks like, which, it doesn't look too bad. You've got your electrical outlet here, and then the next picture I think probably shows you where the picnic table is. So you got a picnic table here, and I think over here you got your little grill. But notice, right through the woods you can see a tent, which I suspect is the next campsite. And quite frankly, I'm not really interested in that. I would like something a little bit more private, especially when I'm at a state park. So let's go back to the drawing board. And I guess beggars can't be choosers, but at the same time, you're paying 26 bucks a night for the site, so it might be a nice idea to have a site that you want to be at. Okay, so we can do the same thing here with this one. Its availability from the 12th of December through the 19th, which is not my date range, so I'm not really gonna be that interested. I'm really looking for something that extends from the 18th even up to Christmas Eve. That would be fine. It doesn't look like I'm going to find anything unless I just want to stay 3 nights. You know, I don't even see where I could like move campsites. If I stayed here at P67 and then move to another site, it doesn't look like I can do that. Well, of course, 051, I think that's one we just looked at. That's available. And then let's look at this one. This one looks pretty good. It's unfortunately, this is one of the flaws of their website, is that you can't tell the dates. But I guess it was the 14th or something. So this would be the 15th or 16th, I suspect. Yes, it is the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. So that doesn't look so bad. So let's take a look at the map and see what that one says. Okay, that's 67. And so, let's see, it's got a 50 amp hookup, drive-in, RV or tent, and it's got a gravel driveway, back in, and it takes up to 36. But it says it's not available. So that's interesting. I wonder why it says it's not available. Because I believe that's the one we were looking at, or I was looking at. Oh, because my date range is off. Alright, so if I go, I guess if I go to the 15th and change my date range, so I have to go back up here and change my date range to the 15th and do 6 days. Let's just do 5. And then search available. And hopefully that one comes up, because that was a nice one. It does. 67 comes up right here. Sometimes if you go directly to the, there you go. Well, 67. Well, that's weird. Where is 67? I thought that was. It doesn't look like they got a 67. Well, I guess I'm crazy. But you can see here that there are sites, so I think I want to just kind of peruse around and see. Now, site 92, that looks pretty. Let's take a. That's by the lake. And let's see, max vehicle length. Well, Myrtle's 27 feet. So if I say 26, I don't think that's a big lie. So I'm just going to say 26 just so I can get the site. Water hookup, 50 amp. It's drive-in, RV or tent. So the other thing is you got to be careful that if you have a pet, that you look on here to make sure they allow a pet. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And it's in a nice part of the park. And it looks like it's definitely available. See, I don't really want it on the 15th, though. I really wanted it on the 17th, on the 18th predominantly. But even if I took it on the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, that's only 4 days. That's 1 day off from my original plan, but I really would prefer not to do that. So, okay, I guess at the end of the day, it's going to come down to not booking at Oscar Scherer. Okay, now we're going to look at Myakka State Park, and let's check availability there. It's probably going to be very similar, so we're going to say December. We're going to say December 18th, and I'd like to have a 6-day stay. So let's search and see what it says. Wow, that looks like there might be. No, it looks like there's none. Let's go back to availability here and see what that looks like. Kind of hard to see, guys. I got the camera at the screen, so I'm looking around the camera. Yeah, it's not looking too promising here, people. Okay, well now maybe this is. So we've got 17th and 18th, and then I got to leave. Okay, so where do I go? Then I can come back 17th, 18th, 19th, I got to leave. Come back on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. That's not going to work for me. So, even if I could stay, but see, there's nothing even on the 17th, 18th. There's nothing on the 19th that I can go to. All the way up. Oh, there's one. I suppose I can. Wouldn't that, I mean, is that what you have to do? You got to change sites? I mean, I don't want to have to break it all down and move my site and then only for a day, then break it all back down and no, I'm just not going to do that. All right, so I guess Myakka's out, Myakka State Park. So I don't see anything else. Okay, well, that's the extent of my video. I guess I'm not going to book tonight. So for all my YouTube fans and subscribers, if you have any counsel or advice, let me know. Hopefully I can figure this out. So thanks so much for watching my my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't. My channel's growing. Also too, please look me up on Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/the Paddy Wagon, and like my page. All right, take care.